The Rockland Business Journal program is sponsored in part by the Ugel Law Firm, and we'll talk to Tina right after.
Hello, I'm Scott Ugel of the Ugel Law Firm. I don't have to tell you how our world has dramatically changed. Today, many people are suffering financially and often do not know where to turn for help, as they have many questions. I have been practicing consumer law for over 35 years and have handled thousands of cases where we help people save their home through loan modifications and/or forbearance agreements by going to state Supreme Court, bankruptcy court, or without having to go to court at all. Please give me a call, as every situation is different, and let me tell you how I might be able to help you or someone you love. I'm Scott Ugel of the Ugel Law Firm.
And with that, we say good morning, Tina Traster.
Good morning, Rockland County. How is everybody today?
The sun's out.
Yes, well.
It's been a perfect weekend.
Yes, that's true. That's true. A little sneak of summer. So here in Rockland County, I was going to talk about two stories. There's a lot of, eyes on development pressure. Up in the far reaches of Sloatsburg, there is the pending world headquarters of the Jehovah Witnesses AV Production Center. And this week, on May 26th, there's a DEIS, an environmental statement hearing, and public comments will be accepted through June 21st. The background behind this is that the Jehovah Witnesses want to build a 1.7 million square foot project. That's a pretty big project, sort of the size of the Palisades Center, I think, which is known as the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. And this is for 155 Sterling Mine Road, mostly in Sloatsburg. There's a little piece of it in Tuxedo. It's it's a project that's located on nearly 250 acres, undeveloped acres, and the religious order, which has purchased this land for $11 million many years ago, wants to build an AV production center with production studios and facilities that support their operations for the world headquarters of the Jehovah Witnesses. With these accommodations, with this project, they want to use the site both as a work, live kind of campus, where they would be producing all of these internal, videos for their internal use, but they would also have people living on the campus. And the proposal would also rezone a portion of the project site in the town of Ramapo in order to integrate this residential and commercial campus. So, as I said, there is a public hearing what day is the 26th? I guess 2 days from now, on Wednesday, and it's a chance to weigh in on something, a very large piece of land. The project site is heavily forested with native tree growth and large granite bedrock outcroppings and wetlands. Of the 250 acre site, almost 10% of the acreage are wetlands, and approximately 12 acres are bedrock outcroppings.
I missed something. What did you say they're proposed to do with it?
So they want to create an AV, an audio-video production studio, so that they can produce all of their internal communication, all their videos, I guess, that they use for their organization. So it's not for, it's not like if I want to make a commercial, I would go to that site and use their production studios. So it's all for internal use.
And I don't mean to, but I'm going to ask, are they tax exempt because of their religious affiliation?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
And the accommodations, the facilities would include maintenance and set production workshops and accommodations for resident staff, including 645 residential units. So it's a very big project. Now, to note, This site had previously received approvals from Ramapo to be to have residential housing. But I think that there's still a lot of consideration over the wetlands and a lot of protected species that are on site. In turn, the applicant is talking about going very green with the project. For example, using a geothermal and all kinds of like electricity saving building design, so that they can be as green as possible. For example, let's see, they're talking about geothermal and other green building. But that said, it is a very, very, very large project, and so people will have an opportunity, if they're interested, to comment. Even if you are not a resident of Sloatsburg or Ramapo, I think it's still a large piece of land and of interest to people in the county as a whole. On a parallel front, there's also the West Clarkstown Road in Clarkstown, which borders on Ramapo, seems to be under the microscope because there are, at this time, 6 pending projects along what is mostly a residential road, although it's a county road. And last week, as we wrote, the planning board, the Clarkstown Planning Board, moved forward the Lador Assisted Living Facility project, which is aiming to take down its existing building and build a facility that's pretty much twice the size as the existing one. What residents at that meeting pointed out is that it's not just one project on West Clarkstown Road, but six that are potentially going to change the character or nature of that corridor, as well as add a lot more traffic onto the road. So, for example, Camp Champion, has been sold, and developer Gabe Alexander is aiming to do a senior housing development there on that same road, not far from Lador. And there are a couple of schools, and there's also the fate of the old Girl Scout building. So, with 6 new developments on a fairly narrow and residential road, the residents who spoke at this planning board meeting pointed out to the planning board that they really should not look at any one project that's pending in a vacuum, but rather think about the impact of the entire, of how all of these projects will impact traffic, sewer, water, and other environmental issues. So, what we constantly see is the pull between the progress of development and the need to protect and preserve and to, not tax our systems. And that tug of war, like I said, plays out constantly throughout the county. And I think that it's incumbent on citizens to let their voices be heard and, and participate so that, things don't just get built and people feel that they are not empowered. And at the same time, that kind of input usually makes for better development. So
now you have this. Is this story as you described it now on your in your publication at this point?
Yes, both of these stories have been posted on Rockland County Business Journal, and if you're getting our free daily newsletter, you will receive these stories in your inbox every morning at 7 a.m., Monday through Friday.
Now, maybe I missed something. The project in Clarkstown.
Yeah.
Where is it, and what are the hoops that it has to jump through in order to possibly get to fruition?
Yeah, so we're talking about a road known as West Clarkstown Road.
Yeah.
and that runs it's essentially on the border of Ramapo. The road itself it's also known as County Road 35A, and it connects New Hempstead Road and New Clarkstown Road. So I'm not sure the length of it. It's not that long, but there are 6 proposals. There is the Lador, which seems like it's moving forward.
Yeah.
Or there's a 10-house subdivision behind Lador. There's the Camp Champion being turned potentially into 55 and older, 144 units. That's not at the planning board yet, but it has gone to the TAC committee. And then there's the Ashar School on New Hempstead that wants to build an addition. And finally, there's also the Congregation Kollel Lomde Shas in Spring Valley. They want to develop the property into a 38,000 square foot private school for 600 students.
Wow.
And then finally there's the former what do you call it, Girl Scout building, which was also sold to a religious order, the St. Mary's Indian Orthodox Church of Rockland. So, you know.
People have an awful lot to digest over the next 2 weeks, and I say 2 weeks is because we're going to be off next Monday.
All right,
but
good.
There's a lot to go through here. If you want to access your publication, it's very easy to do on the internet. Go to rcbizjournal.com. Did I get it right?
You got it right.
rcbizjournal.com. And Tina, thanks. We'll talk to you in 2 weeks.
Have a great weekend.